Hey guys, MVC here for the Scam Pro Gaming Term for another 5-day review. This time I've employed the help of both Zaccubus and Lumpy to check out the new Creative Sound Blaster Inferno budget headset, coming in at around £40. We're going to put it through its paces over 5 days and come back right at the end, tally up the score and give our final thoughts on the headset overall. But I hope you enjoy the video, and any questions or comments you have throughout, add them in below and one of us will get back to you. Enjoy. So day one with the Sound Blaster Inferno headset. First I want to point out it is PC, Mac, PS4 and your smart device such as mobile phone compatible. The cable ends in a single pole. It is not removable from the headset itself, but you do get the adapter to extend it at the end to both a headphone and microphone port if you need it for your sound card, motherboard, whatever. On top of that we have 40mm drivers with cushioned ear cups. One thing I will say is coming from my high-end ZXR, which let's face it, you can buy 8, maybe 9 of these for one of these. I am going to miss the larger 50mm driver ear cup size. Whilst these do fit entirely around my ear, I do like just a bit more space to make sure over time I'm not going to get any kind of earache, particularly if I move my head around a lot. But with that said, I might not have that problem. We'll see how we get on. Finally, we've got quite a lot of adjustability here at the top. Some good cushioning at the top right here as well, and it's extremely light, so I feel like I could probably wear this for a longer period of time. But what worries me is that even though it's built out of plastic and you would expect it and some flex given, we do get a bit of creaking when I open it up to put it on my head, as you can see. But we'll have to see how we get on over the period of the week. But what I would say is we have got a removable microphone right here that slots into the bottom. So if you want to go out in public with it, you don't have to have the microphone connected. And as well, if you use a microphone like this, you can also get rid of it too. So that's kind of a neat feature to have, rather than having it built into the ZXR like this and having it in the ear cup. I had to actually get an external clip-on mic when I wanted to live stream. And obviously I've got my 80-20-20 here when I'm doing my YouTube stuff. But yeah, initial impression is good, lightweight. Looking forward to getting it out and testing it over the period of the week.
Day one of the Sound Blaster Inferno headset. Now, this is a budget headset and it looks pretty damn good for a budget headset. Though it does feel like a budget headset when you pick it up because it is so light, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I do like the weight of this headset, but you kind of think, does it feel cheap? Because it just feels so light, but it's all plastic, but it does feel actually quite solid at least. But it looks very, very nice for only £40 or something, and it comes with a lot of cool sort of features. Removable mic, so you can use this, out and about on the street and stuff. But I actually think it's a really nice looking headset. If we just zoom in a little bit closer, get a better look of it, and you can turn the heads of the earpieces as well. Yeah, day one looking good so far. Let's see how day two goes.
Hey there guys, day one of my personal side of the 5-day review, and I've got to say, I've been using this headset for like the last couple of hours now, and I've got to say it is awesome. No comfort issues to complain about. Really, really nicely well built headset, and so far it is looking to be a good review. So stay tuned for the next couple of days to see what happens.
So day two with the Inferno headset currently sat on my head, and just listen to the microphone, guys. It sounds flipping fantastic. For £40, even if you want something a little bit more expensive, maybe the Orvana range of headphones or even the ZXRs for its bigger 50mm drivers and therefore better sound quality overall, you could pick up something like this to do YouTube or live streaming, because this microphone sounds absolutely amazing. The only thing that's really missing is a foam windshield to sit on the end to stop some of the P's and the F's from popping or just standing out a little bit too much. Kind of hurts your ears a little bit when you say some of those words and listen to it back. Again, could be picked up from Amazon or even just a local hardware store for like 50p. You could even make one yourself if you really wanted to help with that. But in terms of the microphone quality, just so impressed with it. This thing has sat on my ears for about 4 to 5 hours today. I've put it back on just now to record this segment, and I have to say I do kind of miss the 50mm drivers, because I do find with my ear size or how they sit on it, they do start to ache after a while. But again, maybe it's just a case I'm not used to using it compared to my ZXRs. But again, just after day two, I'm definitely going to go to day three, and the microphone quality, just wow, honestly wow.
So day two with the Inferno, and the sound that comes out of this headset sounds really, really good. Listening to music sounds good, playing games sounds good. There's no hissing noises or unexpected sort of background noise when you put this headset. It just sounds very, very good with the 40mm drivers in them. Incredibly lightweight, as I said, very, very comfortable for me, apart from one condition, and that is the cups are just not deep enough in here, and I have kind of large ears, and although these do cover my ears, I can feel the insides of the drivers rubbing up against it, and after a couple of hours it starts to sort of hurt a little bit, and that's really not good for me. But you know, that's all because of the shape of my head and my ears. It could be different for the other guys that are reviewing this, but overall pretty good so far.
Alright guys, so we're here on day 2, and so far the biggest thing I can complain about right now is this. This is the sort of the thing that you can control your mic audio, or sort of you turn mute your mic and volume. The volume wheel is really easy to turn. It just turns when you rub it against your shirt, which kind of makes it really frustrating when you're doing sort of, you know, you move around a lot or you drop something during the game. You can actually accidentally turn your headset volume down, which is really annoying. But so far, that's the only real gripe I can have with it. It's just a bit of an annoying gripe, but that's the only thing I can say about it on day 2.
So day 3 with the Inferno headset, as you can see, it's around my neck. That's simply because, again, after the 4.5 hour period of playing games, I did start to find that it was hurting my ears. But that's not necessarily the reason I'm bowing out. The reason is I've experienced better in the ZXR. And whilst this ZXR costs about the same time as picking up 8 or 9 of these, it's just going back to something on the budget low end can be very difficult when listening to music and movies. Whilst position audio in games, locating where your enemy is no different between the 40mm drivers in this and the 50mm drivers in this. And if you were buying it specifically for competitive gaming, you're also getting that fantastic microphone. Just when it comes to doing everything outside of game, I kind of wish I had the ZXRs on my head. So I think at £40, this definitely does justify a 4 or 5 day review. But because this is a 4 or 5 day review and I'm giving my opinions now, I've already had better from Creative, and for that reason I can't justify myself listening any more than 3 days, despite, again, this probably being perfect for the majority of people using it. It's light, it's comfortable for shorter durations, it sounds fantastic for YouTube and live streaming and all that kind of thing. It's not a ZXR coupled with an external microphone, and that's kind of the review and angle I'm going at here when I'm looking at this product. But at £40, you know, probably could have been 4, maybe 5 days. If it could add days, I'd give it 4 days, but for me personally using it and the earache that I get after 4.5 hours, unfortunately bowing out.
So day 3 with the Inferno headset. Now, this is a mic test section. Now, because I live next to a really busy road, I can test this mic out beautifully because it's designed for loud environments, big LAN parties, and you know, you should be able to still hear your teammates through your microphone without hearing all that background noise. It's a unidirectional microphone, meaning that it picks up basically from the closest gain source, which would be my mouth or my nose if I'm breathing into the microphone. Always position your microphone just above your nose, by the way. Good tip, and don't hear horrible breathing noises. But yeah, this part of the section of this video, just microphone, this is it. This is what it sounds like, and hopefully you can't hear that giant busy noisy road that much. It doesn't eliminate all the noise, guys, but it does a good job of, you know, being able to hear my voice very clearly.
Hello everyone, day 3, and I've had another problem besides the controller. This headset doesn't do a very good job of retaining sort of outside noise, or noise coming away. So if I have music quite loud, people can hear it. If I put my headset down and have it on like a relatively high volume or medium volume, I go to the other room, I can still hear the headset. So it isn't very good at sort of keeping the sound in and sort of not being able to disturb others. So that's another problem I have found with the headset. It's still a very comfortable headset. I'm really loving it. I haven't had a single ear problem over the last couple of days. So it's looking good in that regard, but it's just those sort of 2 things that are kind of making me feel that I can't quite go on with it. But we'll see what happens when I go to day 4. I'm going to push it to day 4 and see what happens.
So day 4 of the Inferno headset, and I'm actually pulling out of the review purely for that one issue of comfort, and it was really starting to hurt my ears. Now, the headset is really lightweight. It's not the weight of it, it's just the inside of these cups. They really are just not deep enough for my ginormous ears, and it's all just depending on my head. I mean, a lot of this stuff is when it comes to mice, keyboards, headsets, and that's the one bugging issue that I get. It's just a big comfort issue. But for a £40 headset, the audio quality is great, the microphone sounds good, I like all the little additional features that you get with it, and it's just superbly lightweight. And removable microphone. You can use them as just headphones for your phone, and they sound great. It's actually a good product, but that one issue for me personally just sort of ruins the headset, because I don't want my ears turning red and being really painful for a good couple of days. So that's why I'm out.
So guys, on day 4, I'm going to have to drop out of this one. I believe I've done what I can. It's sort of, it can still disturb others with the headset, and this controller is kind of driving me a little bit insane with the sort of the scroll wheel. But overall, for the quality you get and for the price you pay for the headset, it is a great headset. So do be sure to check out the 5-day wrap up at the end of this video to get the final thoughts of all 3 of us. So guys, see you there.
Okay, so on to our roundup here with the Creative Sound Blaster Inferno headset. I'm MVC, and as you know by now, left is Zaccubus, right is Lumpy. And I guess we'll kick things off with you, Zaccubus. So how many days did you last, and reasons for and reasons against, perhaps?
I lasted 4 days. Reason for this headset: it's cheap, it's lightweight, it's comfortable for the majority of the time. I did have comfort issues, which is why I pulled out of this review. There was rubbing of ears inside the cups, which really did actually start to hurt quite a significant amount. I prefer, as you can see, the Princess Leia style of headphones that fit completely around my ear and got lots of gaps, so nothing actually touches like the inside of my ears. And unfortunately, the Inferno was rubbing against it. But that's just my ears, an odd shape. But for everything else, I actually think for 40 quid, this headset does it all very, very well. The sound quality was good. The mic sounded really good as well. I like the fact that I can use this headset going out, unplug the microphone and use it as headphones, and it looks good. The build quality, I thought it was a little bit cheap, but on closer inspection, it is actually slightly, it's okay for 40 quid. Let's be honest, I've seen a lot worse headsets that have cost 200 quid.
Yeah.
And for 40 quid, I would, if it didn't have that one comfort issue for me, I would be probably using the headset right now.
Yeah, I mean, interesting you should mention the mic before we move on to mine and Lumpy's thoughts, because obviously with these Z series headsets, the Zs are the ZX and ZXR, there was no removable mic and there was no sort of extendable boom mic either, so it's really nice to see a return on that. And I have to say, it is a fantastic microphone, which I think is something that I mentioned in the review. I don't know if you have done that as well, Zaccubus, but I personally, now I was kind of conflicted with mine. I lasted 3 days, but I went into the review having used the ZXR headset. Now this is a top end headset from Creative, and in terms of the bass, the mids, lows and highs, you just get a more fuller sound. But I felt for competitive gaming and the microphone included, if you were to look at it from the price of a £40 headset, and I mentioned you could buy 9 of these headsets for one ZXR. If you to look at that, I really felt like I should have lasted maybe 4 or 5 days, but going into it, I just had a closed mindset. And I guess that's the beauty of the 5-day review from my perspective, is that I went in sort of closed-minded. ZXR is the best headset from Creative. I'm really going to like a £40 headset. If I went in a bit more open-minded to the budget price of the headset, I really feel like I would have lasted 4, maybe 5 days. But I did run into some similar issues as you, Zaccubus, with comfort. After about 4 or 5 hours, my ears really did start to hurt. And that's when I really missed the ZXR headset. And the thing that really pushed me over the edge was the comfort factor. But the mic, just absolutely fantastic mic. So surprised. But yeah, 3 days for me.
The thing is, the comfort factor is determined by the weight of the headset and the shape of the ear cups mostly. And the weight of it is just, it's non-existent. You don't feel it on your head, for example. You just feel a nagging in your ears on the sort of bony parts of the top end of my ears anyway. That's where I was having the problems. But apart from that, I can't really fault a headset for this price. If you're looking to get into PC gaming, I think this is a great headset to just go out and buy, because the mic sounds great. I have a busy motorway right next to me, and I was testing the mic using that essentially, because you're going to use this in loud and LAN environments, and it does a superb job.
Yeah, and Lumpy, how many days did you last?
I lasted similar to Zach, 4 days. Pretty much I'm using the headset right now with the mic and everything, so you can kind of get a gauge of what it sounds like over like a voiceover application. My main kind of gripes with it are more like I didn't have the same issue with the ears. Like it actually fit my head quite comfortably, and I haven't had a single problem with my ears hurting over the course of my time using it. My only real gripes with it are it doesn't really retain much sound, so you can, if your certain things are set too loud, or in a home environment, you can disturb others with your sort of headset. I mean, I can put the headset on the table, walk to the next room, and like if my things are like moderately loud, it can be, I can hear it clearly in the other room. So yeah, it doesn't really keep the sound within, and sort of keeps it without being on your head. And also, this is the sort of controller that you get. Like, you can turn the mic off and on, and the volume. The volume wheel is really it's really loose, so you can literally just rub it against your shirt and it will like turn the volume down or up. So you have to be kind of careful with it, because you can literally just be like listening to something and then suddenly just goes all quiet, and you're like, why has it gone quiet? And it's because you've done that. But apart from that, like I say, it's a cracking headset. I love it. It's really, really good. It's those sort of two gripes that sort of kind of put me off.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting you mentioned the accidentally turning the little volume knob on there, because coming from the Z series, the cable was actually removable. And I know we're asking a lot at £40 price point, but if you could remove the cable, you could technically just replace it with one that doesn't have a volume knob, and that'd be quite... Yeah, exactly.
That's from the ZXR, I think.
Yeah,
that's somewhere from the ZXR.
But I mean, overall, when the price you pay, £40, what you get, it's a really great product, isn't it, Zach and Lumpy?
Yeah,
yeah, it is. I mean, it's not 100% perfect, but for the price tag that it's at, it's worth every pound, really. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've tried so many headsets. I've tried really stupidly expensive headsets that have sounded so terrible. And there's been many companies that have got it so wrong when it comes to a gaming headset, and I'll be happy to use this headset. And Lumpy did actually make a good point with how closed the headset is. It is slightly open, so maybe in a really loud environment, you're gonna lose some of that sort of being able to hear what's in your actual head cups, maybe. But then again, the volume level never really proved much of a problem either, so it did output enough.
One thing I can say is the lack of a windshield is kind of annoying.
Yes,
I kind of want them to have a windshield on it in the future, because it's kind of really awkward not to have one, because on every other headset you have a windshield, and then there's like on this one you just haven't got it. So either I've got to like try and commandeer one from another headset, or like
yeah, I mean they're super cheap, aren't they? If you really wanted to, you could go buy one. But it is a little bit weird. Yeah, and they were on the previous Rage headsets that they released as well. They came through with a windshield, so again, could have been there. But I guess any final thoughts? Otherwise, it's going to be 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of a possible 15. However, I am inclined to say I should have been 4 days. It's just I was stuck up in the fact that I love my ZXR so much, and I don't really want to get rid of them compared to the Infernos. So, oh god, it's 11, but I really feel like it should be 12. Any final thoughts or?
No, not really. I think I pretty much summed it up. Good little cheap headset, worth the buy. And if you're a rager, you can easily go buy another one as well if you decide to throw it against the wall.
Yeah, again, 9 more for the cost of the ZXR. And you get a fantastic microphone. Again, if you're a live streamer, YouTuber, anything like that, even a product reviewer, you could sneakily use the microphone that's included with this on the side and not actually have your face whilst you're recording audio. And nobody would ever know. I really think it's that good. But yeah, don't forget to check out the product on the Scan Pro Gaming tab and the Scan website, of course, if you're interested. As I said, retailing for about £40. Definitely something not to pass up on if you are looking for a budget headset. And for us, I guess we'll catch you next time here on the Scan Pro Gaming tab. Take care, guys.